Oh, please, just hold on. Just hold on till the very end, dude. Come on, you're gonna make it. Alright everybody, hello then, and welcome back to another episode on Motorsport Manager with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to the Ardennes Grand Prix. We are once more coming from a rather upbeat practice session with a lot of positive results and impressions and not all too low hopes for what the race may hold for us, and of course a lot of developments on the car which we are now once more going to see how well they have played out for us when it comes to the actual race. Because this season, after a lot of time and money invested, we have still yet to meet a single sponsorship objective, and I really hope that this time around we maybe have a little bit of a better chance if our lead driver doesn't well, intend on crashing into the barriers once more and things go a little more smoothly. Fingers crossed on that side, I suppose. But it is time to get ourselves into the Grand Prix. Then just quickly before that though, if you're new around here, if you happen to enjoy this episode on Motorsport Manager, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below to stay on top of the future upcoming ones. We're trying to hit 1k subscribers until the end of the year currently, so every single one would help a ton. With that out of the way though, let's go and continue right through these news that we got at the end of the last practice session. And you can see that we are for the time being headed for a sunny race. The question is that going to stay that way? Who really knows? I suppose for the weather forecast currently it is looking that way. And well, other than that, let's go assign our empty slots. I think we are just going to go for our super soft tires and race trim in hopes of being able to mostly actually then use super soft tires and not have too much rain. We will have to see about that one. In terms of setup, drivers are pretty happy, so we'll keep things where they are at, and we are going to go for an aggressive strategy for now. Now, the one thing that does actually interest me here is the tire choice. 9 to 11 laps for Gomez, so I would say... yeah, I mean, that's already a difficult question once more, right? I mean, we wouldn't be able to make a two-stop on Gomez's end with two super soft stints. With a soft stint and a super soft stint, maybe, but it's still also quite the stretch. I think the easy way, with no risk involved, would be just going for 3 super soft stints on both ends. Especially because, well, for Hong, the tire burn once more was bigger than for Gomez. But on the other hand side, I mean, the other side of the coin, the other question is going to be if there's going to be rain, because if there is going to be the rain, super softs are probably going to be the thing all the way, due to the fact that intermediates and wets just hold on for so much longer that we can probably easily just do one set of super softs and one set of whatever sort of rain tire we may need. So, I'm not sure. I think that's something that we'll have to determine during the race. Probably actually 3-stop. Now that I'm looking at the fuel, I don't think we really have much of any options. I mean, 9 laps is really not all that much. So we'll set it up for that. I guess we're gonna plan Hong to come in like... I mean, lap 7 is kind of... okay. It's gonna be an interesting one, because I mean, 9 laps is honestly quite short. I think we will have to plan Hong coming in on the 8th lap, and then Gomez coming in on the 9th, because if we plan in Hong on the 7th lap, we're not even going to make it properly with a 3-stop, technically speaking, so I would not like that. I think 8 laps he will have to hold on to dear life, and then Gomez would have to hold on to dear life for 9 laps, which means he will have quite the fuel issue. We'll have to very quickly tune him down on that, so he can even make 9 laps. I mean, after that, it's going to be easier on his side, because we can just do 8 laps all the time then, to have him offset to Hong. But with this, we'll have to see. I mean, maybe the driver distance is the distance between the drivers is going to be good enough to not worry about that, but I very much doubt that. So we'll have to watch that fuel quite vigilantly for both drivers. We'll have to see about the tires. I mean, we'll certainly have to watch those, how crazily closely we will have to watch them. Let's see. Sponsorship objective here. 11th spot, but let's go, lights out. We'll mostly watch Hong, I think, and he has an absolutely terrible start with Gomez nearly lunging into first place, but just barely missing that chance, and Hong already giving away a place. He is absolutely doing terrible. What is going on with this driver? Have we given him in the wrong parts, or... Oh my god. This is literally... I don't even know what to tell you. How is my lead driver this terrible? It feels like every single race he is getting worse. I mean, the car is improving, yet while his car is improving like 15 times more than Gomez's, he seems absolutely unable to keep up with anything. But yeah, we'll turn down some things here now, especially Gomez's fuel load, of course. We'll have to tune down rather quickly. He's in first spot, so I mean, that's something nice. I would really appreciate, though, if Hong would in any way, shape, or form be able to keep up with the race, because honestly, he is falling back so hard, it's not even funny anymore. It seems to be getting overcast. That was already to be... Oh, icy rain. Okay, that's not the worst timing for us, honestly speaking. We'll have to tune down the fuel load for both drivers a tad bit more. It looks currently as though the rain may start in what seems to be the 8th lap, so the timing does not seem all too far off. The only question is if the fuel loads are going to be all too far off, because technically, I'm not sure which driver I would want to get in first, given that Gomez is currently in first spot. That said, I mean, Hong is somewhat holding on to dear life. So maybe kind of we can still get him in first. We'll have to see. We'll have to see on that end. We'll keep things where they're at in terms of strategy for now. Gomez should hopefully be fine then in terms of fuel, more or less. We may have to conserve a bit towards the end there. Tires, I'm not mega worried about currently. Actually, maybe I should be a tad bit worried given the heat windows that they're starting to fall into. So we're going to tune back that tire strategy a tad bit so they don't melt away for us and actually hold on for the race distance that we do need them to hold on for. And then we will go and just get things going a bit quicker. Now, both Gomez and Hong are losing a few places, which is really not great, but nothing like mega bad thus far. You can see here, I mean, that rain is actually really starting to pile up, so we'll have to see in terms of what tyre choice we are going to make. Really losing a few spots now, which is really, really not good. In terms of lap, we said 8th lap. Yeah, I don't think we want to already... No, actually, that looks like the 7th. That's the 7th lap, isn't it? That's not the 8th lap. So in the 7th lap, we will already have a rain, which means that given that we're currently... let's get this to the start-finish line, just analyze like where our tires are at and everything. So, about here's a start-finish line. If this already starts in the 7th lap, that is going to be the latest point we want to get them in. Technically, already maybe the 6th lap, but I think that may be the cut-over point where the slicks are still somewhat effective. So we're going to get them in on the 7th and 8th lap, which means that there is 3 or respectively 4 laps to go for either of these dudes. So both of them actually have a considerable bit of fuel too much, which means I think we can tune down both engine strategies a bit. In terms of tyre, I think we're in a good spot. We're not going to tune that up anymore. Just hopefully the engine strategies at least are going to help out. Maybe also regain some places, or at least hold the current spots. And then we'll go from there. Really not happy that Hong is in 9th place. I very much have to emphasize that. And that's why he chooses to go to 12th place for us, so we're a bit happier with him, huh? What do we even say about this? This is just terrible. Dude, seriously. Can you not do this to me, please? Like, okay. Well, here is lap number 6, and it's becoming even more overcast. The rain's starting to pile up, but it does very much look like intermediate weather from what I can see. We will have a tad bit more time to analyze that, because we are going to go through the 7th lap before refueling, taking a pit stop, all that good stuff. Here comes then that crucial 7th lap, and Hong still has an incredible amount, honestly, of fuel. Even Andre still has way too much fuel, so we're gonna go and burn the tires on Hong now. I think the tires on Andre are fine. and burn the fuel on Gomez as well, most certainly here. Now, we will get Hong into the pits here, give him intermediates, fill him up to the brink, and get a fast pit stop underway, because hopefully that's going to work out for us. And, well then, fingers crossed that Andre is also going to make it. The heat is now going to drop off a bit on his tyres, so we can probably get him to attack to hopefully be doing well here through that one. Oh god, I think that won't work out for us. Now the question is going to be, do we pit both drivers? I think we pit both drivers at once. Given that Gomez especially has the track position, I do not think we can risk losing that just for not, like... Because honestly, I mean, look at how wet it is going to get. I think by the time that Gomez makes it to the pit stop in the next lap, he's going to have lost so much time that this, like, staging the drivers is not going to be worth it. I'd rather have Hong lose a tad bit of time to Gomez. So we're going to get him in here too. We'll make sure that they're both through, hopefully, rather quickly. Technically 10 seconds, so Hong's probably going to lose about 5, which sucks, but I'd rather have it this way than any other. And we cannot lose third spots here, I don't think. That said, most of the field is actually continuing, so maybe that's something good for Gomez at least then. I don't think in any way, shape or form that it'll be good for Hong, but at least maybe it's going to be a chance for Gomez to get even further up in the pack. We'll have to see about that. We'll most certainly push as much as we can here in terms of the rain. We'll have to see how long that's going to last. But one way or another, I mean, this first lap's going to be crucial, so I'm going to have them both push the entire lap through, because everyone's going to go to the pits this lap now, so that's going to be an interesting one. One person's already crashed, so that of course always helps tad with track positions as well here. You can see the entire rest of the field now going into the pits. Gomez is coming up here, going very nicely up into the front again, and actually gaining a spot, which is beautiful indeed. We'll go and get his tyre strategy to push now. I think that's about as, like, given how little fuel we have, we can very much work these tyres, and the question is, I think I'm technically going to want Hong to be the later person to pit now, given track position and all, so we're going to probably try and conserve fuel on Gomez more than we do on, on Hong more than we do on Gomez in the end here. But Gomez for now has got a significant bit of space to the rest of the field, which is great. Let's see how long that lasts him, but for the time being, I'm very happy with that. And you can see, I mean, it's going to stay wet, it seems, for quite a long time, so we'll have to see about that. I hope that the AI doesn't have, like, a mega advantage due to great weather forecasting or something, seeing that, like, the weather is going to stay some way a little while longer, and we are going to be in a bad spot in terms of the timings of the pit stops. I hope that won't be the case. We'll have to see about that one. Our tyres are really burning here, though, with the heat, so we're going to lower that a bit more. And we're going to conserve some fuel on Hong then, so that we can hopefully hold on a bit longer here. One way or another, I think the fuel's going to be the limiting factor in the very end, not the tyre, so we'll have to see. I'm sure we're going to be able to burn those a tad bit more, but we're going to keep this rather conservative strategy for the time being until we see anything else about to develop. Now, the rest of the field seems to be catching up a bit to Gomez. Yeah, slowly but surely, so that's not great. The question being, 4 laps remaining. We've used 5 laps of fuel for 40%. I think we can go back to push on these tyres just to make sure we don't lose too much time over the others, despite us being in a window where our tyres are slightly worse than the other people's tyres. But yeah, I don't want to lose too much in terms of track position. Now, looking at this, we've got 3.3 laps of fuel remaining. So, I mean, at the latest point, we'll have to go in the end of the 16th lap. Hong, hopefully, end of 17th lap then. Could be somewhat bad timing, honestly. Just as I had assumed, because the AI... Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to swap to slicks one way or another, it looks like. So we'll have to see how that works out with the wet track conditions then. Probably not all too well in our favour. Not gonna lie, it's not much we can do about that one now, unfortunately. For Hong, it's hopefully going to work out a tad bit better at the very least, but yeah, really not all too comfortable with that. I mean, the important point is that Gomez stays above that 11th spot. I've already kind of accepted that Hong's going to be useless once more, so yeah, I don't know. I'm really considering to just give Gomez the better car at this point. I don't know why Hong is underperforming this massively, but he is just absolutely terrible all of the races. I cannot tell you what's going on there. We are... What was that? Somebody is apparently... Oh, no, that's the crashed person. Okay. So we were... No, we were actually first there. That was weird. Somebody just swapped to super softs in these conditions. Are you out of your mind? I do not understand that AI behavior, but I'm not going to complain about it. So that dropped us down, well, got us up to first, dropped down to second now again, so that is quite fine, I would say. Gomez is on low fuel. I thought we were going to last a lap longer, to be fair. We'll go down to medium just to make sure that we'll last till the end of the lap. Yeah. That is bad. We've got 8 laps remaining, so we could technically do the super soft swap like the rest of the AI. I'm not sure which is the better option, to be fair. I don't think we have much of a choice other than going with super softs. I'm feeling the AI may go for super softs too. The issue is... Ooh, wait. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22, so... We'll have to drive, yeah, we'll have to drive 7, okay. We'll go down 1 lap with the fuel here, just because we can't really break that engine there. And then we'll go like that, and we'll hope that this is going to work out for us somewhat. I mean, what we can do at least is attack with these tyres, and we can attack with those too, because, I mean, there's no need to carry them through any longer. Hopefully not going to have any issues here with fuel. It seems quite good to me, and in we go to the pits, and oh, this is going to be quite bad, I kind of feel. We're going to see. We're just going to see how well it works out, at least. Hopefully they're going to try and not crash or anything. And he's up to 9 laps of fuel. I'm really not sure why that has to be the case. I'm going to get him to max push. We'll have to see with the tires, though. Now you are going to have to come in. We're going to kind of go through with the same strategy. The engine is looking a tad bit better, but regardless, I would like... I'm going to go to 7 laps of fuel just to make sure that we don't overfuel again, because for some reason that's already spogged out. And there goes Gomez. Now the thing is, we can really not push this engine too much harder because we cannot afford... Really? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we cannot afford losing out to that. Oh, I think Hong may absolutely be messed up on fuel here. This is gonna be very close. 0.762, and we're out of fuel, and we're losing a tad bit of time. Your engine is in a bad situation as well. Why is my engine now blowing up? We didn't really push things too hard, did we? It's not like we were on max overtake mode all day long, so... I don't know, we're going to have to quickly push this engine and then tune that down. We're going to also probably want to tune these tyres down. Gomez is now on 12th spot, but there's a bunch of intermediate people still going, so we're going to have to see about those. Yeah, nothing else to add to that one, I suppose. Kind of astonished that these tyres are that hot when the track's still kind of wet, but okay, that is what it is. We are now going to go... And in a second... Ooh! Hong is back up... well, not Hong. Gomez is back up to 6th, which is great. We're going to tune down all these things too. And Hong is actually in 11th. So, 2 people in the sponsorship objectives. Now we're just going to have to carry this through and hope and pray that this engine doesn't explode on us ahead of time. And that he doesn't get overtaken by like 5-6 people. Hong is already out. That's beautiful, of course. But other than that, yeah, that was the thing I was worried about with the engine condition. We've got a few laps to go. I know we can't do anything about this. You will have to carry this through now, mate. Come on. This is our one chance of finally hitting the sponsorship objective. Yes, my tires are overheated. Do I care? Not too much, no. I think the tyres should be fine. The question is more if the engine can carry through another 3 laps here. 14% condition. We cannot afford tuning the engine even further down. Hong's engine condition is also low now. Oh god, oh god, oh god. We are absolutely going to have an engine blow up. Or Andre's not going to... Oh, 30%! Oh no, please no. I think Andre's just going to drop out at this point, honestly. He's not going to make it. Yes. Yes, yes. Just continue. Please, 9th spot. We've got 1 more lap to go. We've got 2 spots to hold. There's one overtaking us already. No, actually, if we stay in 11th spot, it's going to be fine. Oh, please, just hold on. Just hold on till the very end, dude. Come on, you're going to make it. We are 2 spots ahead of the one that we need. Our engine is just about holding on at 8%, and we're over the finish line in 10th spot. Finally, finally our first time taking home the sponsorship objective. What a struggle it was this season. And what a struggle it even was this race. We barely held on to this thing this time around, but somehow we finally made it. And yet again, with the worst car, with the worst driver. I've got no clue what in the world is going on in Hong's car, because technically his performance is so much better than Andre's, both in terms of the car and in terms of the driver, but he is just utterly useless in comparison. I don't get it. But at the very least, we've finally gotten that sponsorship objective out of the way and gotten a tad bit of extra money. So there is some improvement to be seen, luckily. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with what's happening in Hong's car. At least he didn't crash again. But somehow that still doesn't work out all too well for us. Regardless, that's good news. That's good news both in terms of the ways that we're developing and in terms of our finances. So I am very, very happy about that. And hopefully we can keep improving like this, and Hong can actually show some performances as well. Because honestly, if it keeps going like this, I'm really considering to just fire him, because that's quite terrible, not gonna lie. And we're paying him way more than the other dude and spending way more on the car. So that cannot continue that way. But one way or another, you know, happy with that. Our chairman is hopefully happy with that as well, given that we're even 1 spot above where we should be, and he is. So that is most certainly great. And I mean, Hong is developing, and you can see just how much better he supposedly already is than Andre. So I'm really not sure what's the issue here. Maybe it's the smoothness, maybe it's the consistency that he's just lacking. I don't know. I really don't. I hope that he is going to improve more, though, and we're not going to have to fire him, and it's going to work out with him in the end. But look at that. That's a better loss for a race, isn't it? Doing a bit better there. Quite happy then with how this race went. Now it's going to be time to get back to the drawing board, get all those components improved, and hopefully prepare nicely for the next race and get some even better results going, so we can slowly but surely work our way up the ranks. Of course, also get a better rank in the overall standings, so we get a little bit better for bonus at the very end of the season. And yeah, just kind of continue to work from here. But this is the first big milestone that we finally managed to hit, and I'm very happy about that. I hope you all are as well. Of course, if you are, make sure to hit that like button right down below. That does always help out a ton with the discoverability of these videos. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me and help out a ton in the race to 1K subscribers. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very soon. Ciao.